Hey everyone, welcome to another first assistant video. Today we'll be going over Keelan's Abyss build for Storm HANGER. We have two builds to go over today, one that's crit and one that is non-crit. Depending on what kind of reactor you do have, as long as you have additional damage to Colossus, you should be pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't have a good reactor, but the build still works well. The weapon of choice we're going with is the King's Guard Lance. This is the build that I have for it. I never changed anything for Toxic. We could go ahead and change it. You don't need the weapon, but it does do additional damage if you do have one. For Keelan's build, this is the crit build version for it. Unfortunately, I have a crit with reactor, which kind of one crit damage. That's gonna do better results, but that's what I rolled with. All we're using is the second ability, Fierce Attack, and dashing through Storm HANGER as many times as possible. Each time you dash, you do get your stacks back. If you happen to run out of stack, we're using our fourth ability to pretty much give 3 stacks back for our first attack. And once we get a stack back, we just go back to using your second ability and we just continue that loop until the boss dies. I have a critical hit rate and damage for my ancestor module. Infected weapon for our trigger module, and we're comboing that off with Infection Amplifier to just give us an additional chance to do 250% more damage. For the crit version of Reactor, you do want critical hit damage and additional skill attack versus Colossus, and we are using the Plague set for this build. For the Inversion Reinforcement, the most important node you need to get is the Arcade Circulation Tactic. That's going to let you spam your second ability early on, and the other two are just for surviving. For the Arche Tuning, this is the board I went with. This is for the crit version of the build. We are using the Toxic Chain Catalyst, that's a must, and everything else is based on how your reactor is, if you have the damage or the crit rate. Normally I play on low sensitivity, but for this build you need to crank it up so that we can dash back and forth as quickly as possible. So do excuse the poor gameplay, and I am gonna miss a number of times. Now, I do think this build can perform a lot better if I had a critical hit damage reactor, or even just a singular damage or toxic damage reactor, just to make those crit damage just a lot bigger, but it's still pretty good just to clear the boss encounter. Now, for the non-crit version of the build, this is the mods that I went with. Not much has changed besides swapping out all the crit stuff and just putting regular damage stuff. I still have the same reactors, so I'm not going to look at that. For the Arche Tuning, we did switch some things around. We are still using some Toxic Chain Catalyst because that's the best for this build. schedule some gameplay for the non-crit version, technically better. And yes, you should be using a singular reactor for this build. If you do find something useful in this video, don't forget to like, and I'll catch you off for the next one.